Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, I know. I haven't been here for a while. Just hold on a second. Jack Russell. Jack is going into my bathroom and licking the shower floor. Get out of there. Come here. Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I know. I haven't been posting a lot of stuff. In fact, I think for the 2 weeks I haven't posted anything, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you. And honestly, I do apologize for this. I have had a few personal things going on. I've also been very busy at work, and I've been having like massive anxiety attacks and kind of depressive episodes. I am on meds, as I'm sure many people who have depression. I'm sure most people are on medication. If you're not, I honestly strongly suggest you go and see your doctor and let them refer you and then get onto medication. It really, really helps. Um, and people say, oh, well, the medication for depression is just a crutch. You're not actually dealing with the issue. If it works for you, it works for you. I have no problem with crutches. If you break your leg, people aren't going to say to you, well, you shouldn't use a crutch. Well, that's a load of crap. Um, if medication works for you and people say, well, you're using it as a crutch, then fuck them, use it, because it definitely works. Okay. Now, when I look back, I've been suffering from this condition, and I hate that term because I don't actually suffer. Suffering would be having no home and no food and it being out on the street. That is suffering. My condition is just unfortunate. I've had this unfortunate condition for many, many years, and I didn't know that until it was pointed out to me and I got help. But my depression manifests in extreme anxiety, so much so that there are days when I simply don't want to get out of bed. One of the reasons Justin knows when I am in an absolute downward funk is when I tend to come home from work and just get into bed and sleep. I sleep a lot when I'm down, when I'm depressed, or when I'm anxious. And I'm sure this is a classic sign of depression. I'm sure anyone out there who has depression, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. You just want to sleep. And I think the reason is that we just want to block ourselves off from the world. We don't want to face stuff, which is, of course, it's that's what it's all about, isn't it? Being depressed is about not facing things, not wanting to be out there, and there's so many reasons why people are depressed, and have this condition. Um, One of the main reasons with depression is a misfire in the brain. So I have extreme anxiety, and one of the reasons I have this is that there's a misfire in the brain. Your brain is not producing enough chemicals or fancy hormones, and I don't really know. It's serotonin. I don't know what it is. Anyway, um, it was explained to me, but it was too technical. I had no idea. But apparently, it's not. It's not just you being lazy or you being stupid. And people say, "Oh God, get over yourself." That's BS as well. It's not that simple, and people who don't have this will never understand. You can't explain this. It's a feeling of absolute nothing, and if it's not that, then it's a feeling of dread and anxiety, which leads to anxiety. As I said, I'm on medication, and since I've been on medication, I've been so much better, so much better. So it definitely helps. Relating to the channel, when I am in one of these situations, you could call it one of these moods, these anxious moods. There is nothing that I cannot come on camera and I cannot do a video. All right, I just can't do it. It's impossible, because one of the terrible things is that I lose my spirituality. Does that make sense? Kind of makes sense to me. Anyway, I kind of lose my spirituality, but at the same time, think of my brain as being one side. Okay, so it's split down the middle. This side of my brain is completely down. It's fuck this, I hate it. I've been praying for everything and I hate it now. There's no God and blah blah. Okay, so this side is incredibly down. It's anxious because it's got all these terrible thoughts going. This side of my brain is being very analytical, and it's saying, you know what? This will pass. I know it will pass. But it's very difficult to ignore this and listen to this when you are in a depressive state. Okay. I don't know if people who are out there that don't have this could ever understand what I'm talking about. So try, but it's really difficult to get this. You are conscious on a very non-negative state that what you are experiencing is not real. Okay, what you're experiencing is just a misfire in the brain. Your meds are maybe taking a little dip, or you've forgotten to take your meds this morning. Consciously, you are aware that this is going to pass. As soon as you do whatever you got to do, your meditation or your medication, it will go away. But it's such an intense feeling. It's such an intense negative feeling, or such an intense anxiety that your brain just can't ignore it. It's there, like it just takes over that analytical and non-affected side of your brain. It's very difficult to explain. But one of the things I can't do is when I'm in this state, I can't come online and talk. It happens very seldom. It happens very seldom. It's not something that is there all the time. It's not something that is a daily massive issue in my life. But there are days during the month or whatever where I do have a problem. I do have to stay in bed. Not that I actually do stay in bed, because I have a life. I have a business to run. I have people to see, things to do, client meetings, security guards to sort out, because that's what I do. I run the family business, which is a security company. So I've got lots of stuff to do. I can't afford to just stay in bed. I have to force myself out of bed. And I think that's where medication comes in very handy, because although physically it's helping you, it's getting all those neurons to mash together, but I think on a purely subconscious level, that that's going to work. So you're relying on that. That's your crutch to get by, knowing that taking the tablets is going to help you, kind of allows you to get out of bed, allows you to understand that it's going to pass. You're like this. You have to admit that you can be depressed. And this, I think, is one of the things that society doesn't understand and people don't understand, is they don't want you to be depressed. They feel that they've perhaps done something wrong to create this and to cause it, and that's a lot of crap, They don't want you to be allowed, or they don't want to allow you the freedom to feel your depression and to take ownership of it. It's like anything in life, take ownership of something and then try to work through it. It's like if you're an alcoholic. It's a disease. My personal belief is that alcoholism is a disease. And the very first step is to accept and to admit that you are an alcoholic. And from there, you can take steps to help yourself. Okay. I believe that once an alcoholic, you will always be an alcoholic, but you can control it. If you want to, you have to take ownership. And the same way, I believe that if you are clinically depressed, the very first thing you have to do is accept that fact. It's not a bad thing, people. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, a lazy person, an awful person, a fucked up person, a mentally deranged person. You have to understand that many millions of people are going through the same thing that you are. You're not alone in this. Take ownership of it. And that's where you carry on. You keep going. You push through. It's a day-by-day struggle. But you're strong. You got your medication. You got your safety net around you, your friends, your family. Get them to understand. Try to explain to them what's going on. It's very hard. They won't understand. But at least you can try. And at least then they will know, wow, Matthew's going through a state. He wants to sleep all the time. He doesn't want to eat. Let him do that for 24 hours. Just leave him alone and then come out of that. As I say, use it, don't use it. I just wanted to come on here and just blab for a bit. Thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate your time. And I will definitely start posting videos every Sunday and every Tuesday. Stay tuned for more. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and I will see you on the flip side.